I once had a great conversation with someone about God. I don't remember who the person was, but I remember what we spoke of. Regardless of culture and wherever humans are, how contemporary or how primitive a culture may be, the concept of God is there. My counterpart whom I was having the conversation with, I think he was Nigerian, said to me, all that we, human beings, know come from the ancestors. That totally made sense to me. He said they are the ones who go on before us to a world or a place, or places, we don't know. And then through visions and dreams and other spiritual contacts, they return to us in invisible forms to guide us, teach us, and tell us things that the human is unaware of. In noun, Yoruba, the Yoruba people are an ethnic group of southwestern and north-central Nigeria, as well as southern and central Benin. Together, these regions are known as Yorubaland. Source: Wikipedia. Class equals glossary link. Greater than Yoruba. Ancestors are called noun, Egungun. From the Yoruba tradition, Yoruba word for ancestor or ancestors, spirits of the dead. Related, masquerade. Class equals glossary link. Greater than Egungun or Egun or Araoran. They are called masquerades when they are adorned and can be physically seen. Masquerades are often seen at festivals or on the streets with several people following eagerly behind them. The cloth of the Egungun is not ordinary cloth. It is spiritually prepared to host the ancestor spirit and is so powerful the cloth itself is said to breathe, audibly at times, of course. This is due to the spirit. The human being inside of the cloth must also be spiritually prepared and initiated into the cult of noun, masquerade, elaborately garbed persons, or spirits, representing the ancestors or spirits of the dead, or messengers of heaven. Their functions vary in cultures. In the Yoruba culture, it is said that in the olden days, when the hunters wanted to have a successful hunt, they would make sacrifices to a masquerade's cloth, a special cloth used to appease non-physical spirits from the realms of time and space, to assist the hunters. In Yoruba culture of the olden days, the masquerades are known for their beautiful garments, but no human form would actually be beneath the cloth. Nowadays, a human is only beneath the cloth if he has been initiated into the masquerade society. Related, Egungun. Class equals glossary link. Greater than masquerade so that when he adorns that cloth, he does not transition also. During the festivals, handlers would surround the masquerade with egba, cane, egba jija, fighting with cane. A shan Egungun is one of the two canes used for masquerade. It is a symbol of the Egungun and must be present when the Egungun is being fed, or sacrificed to. The cane is meant to flog people in order to appease or entertain the Egungun. Although flogging does not always happen, the symbolism of the cane is important. When I was instructed by my spiritual father, in Lakumi, class equals glossary link, greater than Padrino many years ago to erect my ancestral noun, altar, a decorated space dedicated to the reverence and worship of the ancestors. It is also giving a space for your personal non-physicals to visit and to pass on blessings whenever they choose. It is also seen as a place of power, or portal, where you can connect with anything divine. Here are some posts on altar. Your spiritual altar 2. Food for spirits 3. The importance of your sacred space, class equals glossary link, greater than altar. I had to add a long stick made out of a particular wood with a particular symbol. It is important for me to feed that stick, keeping the force of the ancestors within it and keeping that stick powerful within itself. So when I first learned of the importance of the Egba and Egungun worship, I silently thanked my Padrino for what he had taught me. In the holy noun, Odu, from the Yoruba tradition, on the one hand, Odu is a deity. She was the most loved wife of Orunmila, god of wisdom and divination. On the other hand, Odu is a live energy. It refers to the coded language that appears when IFA is cast. There are 256 Otis with 16 major Otis, recognizable by the word Meji in their names. There are 240 permutations of Odu. For easier understanding, Otis are one's book of destiny or Akashic record. An ODU is marked by a trained babalawo in a series of markings, strokes marked from right to left. The markings form the insignia of the ODU. Upon completion, there will be 4 series of strokes on the right from top to bottom and same on the left. Each pattern has a name, or ODU. For example, Obara Meji is an ODU which sits in 7th place, as ODU place are unalterable. Here are some helpful posts for further understanding of ODU. The story of Alor and Ika, class equals, glossary link, greater than ODU Oanran Agba. It is said that a powerful man had gone to war with enemies who thought they had killed him, but the powerful man had escaped into the river. After a year's time, the powerful man appeared in a dream to his children and told them that he wished to return to the town, but he did not want to appear with his human body. And so he instructed them to buy and prepare special cloth to adorn him, so that when he returned he could not be recognized. When he came out into the town, he was beauty adorned as a masquerade. He danced, played with children and prayed for everyone. It was from then that the Yoruba people began to celebrate Igungan in this manner, honoring their fathers who have transitioned. Let me be clear, ancestral worship is done all over Africa and the world. Note anyone who has the ODU Oanran Agba, you will probably need to initiate Igungan. In some other Otis also, including my own, ancestral worship is imperative. Every year I bring out my own masquerade in Nigeria. He will dance and play with children and adults and pray for everyone. Of this, I am proud. When I began my spiritual journey, it was them, the ancestors, who primed me, prepared me, for the road I was about to take on. In fact, 3 days ago reminded me of that beginning. I had woken up around 5 a.m. For some reason I was slightly restless and could not fall back asleep. Half in trance and half aware there was something or someone laying to my left in the middle of the bed. I could hear myself speaking to this being and the being speaking right back to me. It told me so many things that while in conversation I wanted to get up and write everything down. This was not the first time I had experienced this, however, this was how my spiritual noun, NN, the action of admitting someone into a secret or obscure society or group, typically with a ritual, spiritual process of being born Agan, class equals glossary link, greater than initiation began with invisible beings teaching me. Now for you to understand how ancestors work, let me break this down to you. In our tradition of noun, Ifa, from the Yoruba tradition, Ifa is a divination system used by the Babalawo and or Iyanifa. The oracle is owned by the Yoruba god of wisdom, Orunmila. Here are some posts on IFA for further understanding. The IFA divination process, class equals glossary link, greater than IFA, Orisha. We have the deities, Shango, noun, O-shun, Osun, is an Orisa, a feminine energy, a deity, or a goddess that reflects one of the manifestations of God in the Ifa and Yoruba practice. She is one of the most popular and venerated Orishas. Osun is the deity of the river and fresh waters, fertility, and beauty and love. Class equals glossary link, greater than Osun, noun, O-bata Allah, Yoruba divinity, Orisa, demigod, deity, of peace. He is the Sky Father, father of all Orishas, and creator of human bodies. He is also called Orisanla, and is almost godlike in his functions. He is also referred to as the White Orisa or Orisa of the white cloth, indicating his purity and ultimate wisdom. He claims all human beings as his children and rejects no one. Class equals glossary link, greater than Obatala, noun, A-shu, Yoruba divinity, Orisa, demigod, deity, of the earth. He is considered the world police and governor. He is the closest messenger to God in the Orisha tradition. He is also known as a trickster spirit, wise beyond belief and uses this wisdom to outsmart everyone for a greater purpose. Class equals glossary link, greater than ESU, etc. All of these deities are high beings of light. This means that they are pure energy attached to nature within our realm, and magnificent beyond our world. These are extremely high beings who do not operate the same as our ancestral beings. Ancestral beings are beings who used to have form but are now of light and still connected to us in way of our elevation and spiritual evolution through their guidance and teachings. They are closer, faster, and more aggressive in their actions. Term of pure energy is that of nature in its natural elements. The force emitted from nature and its elements are referred to as pure. These energies have not been created by man and cannot be changed or destroyed by man. Therefore, these energies are pure in the force they emit. Each element has with it a particular set of non-physical deities ascribed to it. Pure energies work for the earth in cleansing, but cleansing can also become destructive for human beings, though the necessary result or goal of the cleanse remains the same whether it is destructive or productive. Class equals glossary link. Greater than pure energies are farther removed, slower, and unconcerned with human emotions, worries. Because they do not operate off of emotions, pure energies do not panic over things that we easily panic or worry about. This is due to their extreme wisdom. So imagine the sun and how far removed it is from our touch, but it is important in lending its energy and all it does to keep the earth and its inhabitants alive. So you can look at pure energies as how you would look at the sun, still interactive but farther removed. The ancestors, however, are much closer and are members of our soul group, so it is their mission to keep you safe and elevated, because your elevation rewards the entire group. Pure energies do not need to do this. Always know that spirits, both malevolent and benevolent, are working for elevation. A wicked job is still a job, just as well as a good one, and both receive the same reward if it does not interfere with destiny. One of the differences between the ancestors and pure energies is how they communicate with us. The ancestor will come to your visions and dreams and show you that the light company will come and cut your lights tomorrow. The pure energies will see the same problem, but, unless consulted, will not alert you as the ancestors would. This is because not only have they seen the problem, they have also already seen that you have solved it and thus find it unnecessary to warn you. Asterisk. This is very important to know because if you happen to run into any worrisome problem, but you wonder why were you not warned spiritually, either through dream or oracle, or if God has somehow forsaken you, this is why. Pure energies have infinite wisdom. Prayers do not go ignored, but oftentimes the problem you worry about is already solved, and those that need attending to will always be shown to you by your own noun. Ori is a Yoruba concept of one's inner consciousness. Ori literally translates to head in Yoruba. It is also considered to be a divinity, the one that leads and guides you throughout your life. It is possible to come to Earth with either a very strong Ori, head, or a very weak Ori. Class equals, glossary link, greater than Ori, ancestors, noun, non-physical beings who assist each human being on their journey to Earth from birth to death transition. Class equals, glossary link, greater than guides. No matter who you are, what you believe in, or if you believe in nothing at all. It is the duty of your own Ori, ancestors, guides to warn you. It all depends on how awake you are to notice the warning. This is why I always say that spirit runs before oracle. Because most often when we receive a dream or warning, we will then consult the oracle. Also, this is important for you to know, the evil Uncle Paul or wicked Auntie Jane is not this character in spirit. However, you may see these ancestors appear to you in that same character when they had form. This is due to the residual shadow essence that they have left here on Earth, like dregs at the bottom of a coffee cup. We are multi-dimensional beings in form and out of form. Look at a star and see how it glows in the light that spreads far around it. This is the same for all beings, including human beings. You see yourself as singular, but you are more than what you see. This is why 10 people across the world can dream the same person at the same time, because that person's being is multi-dimensional and can splinter itself and be everywhere at once. It is extremely important to honor your ancestors, not only as a family but culturally. We must all remember them because they worked tirelessly on our behalf. As I have told you before, I did not know my maternal grandfather personally, but I grew up with him in my house, right at my altar. He died when my mother was 15 years old. He even went as far as to threaten me one day when I was unintentionally rude to my mother.